No problem.
I'm supposed to be bringing me tape.
Do.
Should start relying on other people and stuff. Do it all myself. Thank you, Alex.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. I'll be there till I'm dead. Oh, yeah.
I always appreciate your displays at the Township, you guys.
Oh, they're doing, yeah, the gal that we've got that used to work at the Holiday, she's really good. And Sharon does all that display stuff too. And I'm not a decorator, I'm far from it. I still have pictures that are leaning against my walls. I haven't.
Everyone has their priorities.
Hello? No, I did not. Oh. Oh, okay. Yeah, no, it wasn't me, Dad. Okay, love you. Bye.
You're a lucky girl.
I'm very lucky. I'm very, very lucky.
Having a good daddy is so important. I don't think most men even realize it.
No, a lot of people don't. I've had a very, very blessed life with who I've been raised by. Yeah. So if we get rain tonight, are we gonna have any roads at all?
Better if we didn't have 6 inches in 3 hours. It'd be good.
Really. Crazy. Absolutely crazy.
That was pretty nuts.
Well, they've been making such an issue out of these impending storms that are possibly coming in
Oh, really?
for tonight.
See, I don't have TV.
Well, I don't watch TV. I mean, I do, but I stream. I don't watch the news. I just see the alerts on the Weather Channel.
Oh.
But my phone will say it's supposed to rain and it'll be 95 and sunny, you know. So it,
Yeah, you can't ever trust it.
no.
sitting here, and I thought, no, I can't take that right now, because I wanna talk to him. Of course, I don't know when there is a good time, you know?
Mhm.
Thursdays I work till 8.
Daylilies are the new flower that's edible.
Daylilies are edible. Well, we got lots of them around.
Yes. Yeah. As well as their shoots and tubers.
Do they taste good?
Yeah, well, that, I don't know.
You can put them in a salad, and put it together.
I'm wondering about tea, do they?
Well, the red clover, you can do as tea. You can also eat it raw.
How's it going?
It's good.
I mean,
There's all
push
these.
comes to shove, you know.
Yeah.
There won't be any daylilies left.
No.
You're Could you do her?
Am I really? Jeepers creepers. Yeah, we don't want that. Oh, the very end one?
I was hoping this would black.
Everybody
Change
the color. Is the audience all gonna be coordinated and?
Oh, yeah, we
Everyone
are.
in the audience
I'm in
white.
navy, white.
Oh,
Blue.
Oh, yeah,
Oh,
look at that.
right?
White and blue.
We got it like a, one of those weddings where everybody has to wear
And
the
then
same
Alex
thing.
is gonna be like, pow!
Yeah,
Yeah.
Hey, great.
explosion of color.
Great.
I could have left that open, but,
Then it gets forgot and then it's,
no, I did leave for a few minutes, like 9 minutes. I thought I was gonna be gone for longer, but,
9 is a random number.
yeah, well,
That's what it was, right? It was 9 minutes. Hey, Mark.
Again on the deferment?
Yes. I'll email it to you. Yeah, I don't know if the one with the, is that one with the CFR or whatever,
It probably.
qualified forest or whatever.
I don't know, probably.
I know you did last year, cause I came in late.
Oh. I don't know, if there's a law on that one.
I'll ask Bob on that. Let me write that down for you.
What's your step, Marv? How you doing?
Good.
Good.
Pretty hectic.
Yeah,
We get drying weather for a week and then all of a sudden it's dry.
it's all dry. Here you go.
And then it's supposed to, all of a sudden, we're supposed to get 2 inches of rain tonight.
You know, my
Well, we
boys
could
are.
use it, but you can't.
But this morning it was no chance of rain.
Oh my goodness.
Do you have,
Well,
do you have
that's
hay
it.
down or
Oh,
grass
yeah.
down? Yeah, my boys are throwing bales tonight from my dad, so.
That's quite the change in weather.
Yeah. Fast.
Hey, Ryder? He's not. He got home the morning after their game, actually. So.
Did we get it?
Do you need a copy of the information license check for the FOIA stuff for the EDU or whatever?
Yes, because I have a
'Cause I
feeling
have
that
that.
we're going to
Need
give
it?
them, well, we're gonna give them a refund on the FOIA.
Okay, so the FOIA's already been cashed.
Yes.
I got this, I have not sent this back. Last week I talked to Chris, he said, we're sending this back, that
Yes,
400.
we're sending that one back.
And then, do you want me to make a copy of this?
No, this one we're good on.
Okay,
You're
you
good
don't
on.
need a copy of it. Okay, so this one gets.
And then, these are for you, wait a minute. These are the envelopes I have in my office to compare for your payroll checks.
This is what I use. Do you have one?
No, and yes, gosh, that was a mess. There was a whole lot voided.
It's
Somebody's
very
planning on
close
a long
to
meeting,
this.
look at that
It
back
works
there.
in either one of these. It,
I hope I crushed their expectations, their
when
hopes
I
and dreams.
adjusted it the first time for you, I don't know if it's,
I think it went the other way.
it
And-
did,
Okay.
so I fixed it. Here, here,
It feels pretty thick.
Edie,
Few
this is
things
for
in there.
you.
Is this, is that for, what is this for?
Permit.
Okay, that's Zoe.
That's only
Okay, and then who was this?
Leela,
Okay. And then this is,
a permit.
so
The permit's in my, actually, the permit's right here.
Oh, yeah, what's the name on it? Everyone sees something.
Or Curtis knows about it, has not seen it yet. They sent it here.
And it's based on.
Yeah,
Okay, so this was. Okay, so I'll make sure that this was.
so there was an issue in some checks,
Okay,
and I had to void some, because I printed them. I took them to the bank, and I asked Leila. Yeah, so it adjusted, me adjusting the name down didn't do anything, but something in the system changed the, margins on the checks.
okay,
So then they printed into the numbers of the checks.
oh,
into the
okay,
account
into the
numbers.
micro number, magnetic, yeah.
Yes, so why Leah was willing to cash them like that, she said no other bank will.
Oh,
So I had to void them all
yeah,
and start over.
good. Okay,
So I highlighted for
Okay.
you
okay,
the numbers that are voided. It's a little confusing because it says voided, they were reissued
okay,
and voided. So this is just, so you knew
yes,
what is voided.
yep,
This is the actual,
okay, okay,
and then this is yours, and this is yours.
okay. Did you have a payroll check you can try with this?
Yeah,
Let's try to see it.
I hope I got it. This is for you. This is for you.
So this is payroll?
Yes. Let me look at it. That was a typo. Apparently we all missed it.
What?
Salary resolution.
Yes,
I'll
yes,
fix it.
okay, good.
It's just typo. They're getting paid correctly.
For the auditors, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't see that one either.
No, because they would pull that up and wouldn't
Oh.
let me do it.
Yeah.
Okay, that looks good, right? That's gonna mail.
Do you want it like that or do you
Yeah.
want a little higher?
I think that should be good. Yeah, that's pushed all the way down. I mean, I guess if it could go up one
Mhm.
line. But this will be fine in this one.
I can move it up if you.
Yeah, one line.
Okay. Your dad said he's coming. If not, that's for him.
Okay.
Please give us the home. Right back.
Mhm.
You brought your other computer?
There,
Okay.
it's not very big. I can go
Doesn't
get
have to
the, let me get the TV out so people can see a little better. Okay.
He's okay.
What?
Dad.
Oh, there he is over there. Good.
Do you think they're fixing the ball field
Yeah,
at the end of the season?
well, we'll have it for next year, I guess. That's good.
You will.
Well,
No,
I
Gunner
meant
ages
we-
out. I was gonna say Gunner.
No, he's only 13 right now.
When's he turn 14?
In November.
Yeah, he can play one more year. There you go.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Now I got a clock back.
Yeah.
373.
Yes.
Or 13.
No, no.
I can move if you want me.
No, you're just.
You really don't want me to do that.
Oh, wow, Richard, yeah. You heard from him all over you? There he is, right there. That's me. You're good. Oh, you're good. Sorry about that. No, no problem. Make sure we're all right. All right, 6:01. Let's call this meeting to order. Start with the Pledge of Allegiance and the invocation. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Lord and Heavenly Father, we thank you for bringing us here again tonight to do the work of Banks Township and you in Banks Township. Lord, we ask for your guidance and wisdom as we consider the matters before us. And Lord, we just thank you for this amazing, wonderful country that you've given us to live in. And pray that you'll guide us for another 250 years in this great nation. Lord, all these things we ask in Jesus' name. Amen. All right, I got 2 amendments to the agenda I need to add on here. In old business, a propane tank resolution from last month. We need to do that as a resolution since it was a resolution originally. Okay, you guys have seen that verbiage via email, and then in new business down at the bottom we'll put co-op propane pre-buy.
Alex,
Yes, sir.
could you consider one more item to add? I'd like to discuss asking MDOT to extend the lower speed limit through Atwood to the North Village.
I thought you might want to discuss that tonight, so I'm good with that.
Thank you.
If anybody else is. Anything else? If not, I'd take a motion to approve the amendments to the agenda.
So,
Mark moves.
I'll support.
Julie supports. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed the same. All right, and then so a motion to approve the amended agenda.
So moved.
Richard moves, Mar supports. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed the same? All right. Okay, and then we'll open it up to public comment. Please limit it to 3 minutes. Annie?
Annie Anderson, Banks Township. A couple things, I'm wondering, we're coming up on 6 months from the, repeal of zoning ultimatum. We have 1 more month. And I was just curious, I'm just feeling like I'm not seeing any action. Like I'm seeing a lot of back and forth, and I'm not seeing anything being revised and less restrictive marked down. And I'm just wondering what the status is on that, since we do have a month, and then what happens after that. The next part is that, I went kind of down a rabbit hole this morning. At my place of employment, in my mailbox, there were several newspapers wadded up, and I couldn't figure out why on earth they were giving me all these newspapers. So I took it home and I went through every single page, and then came upon some Banks Township articles written that were pretty, eye-opening. I don't ever read the paper, so I'm assuming that that's why they were given to me from a different township, given these to me. So I'm clearly famous for being a Banks Township resident. And then this morning I jumped on Facebook, and the very first thing that pops up is a news outlet for Banks. It's one of the only, I think, maybe active ones. And I was just scrolling through comments, and I was realizing that this is very embarrassing as a Banks Township resident, that I'm being known for being a Banks Township resident through a bunch of hateful comments and finger pointing among so many various people. And that is, it's really what it did, it's pitting us against you guys, all of you, and I don't want that. It's creating tons of distrust. And I actually think you guys are working really well with us, considering that I don't always agree with really anything. But I'm joking. Anyway, I really think you guys are working really great. I think you guys are a great board, fabulous. And I want you guys to continue being as fabulous as you are. And but we are attracting hate with more hate, and that is not Banks Township. That's not how this was even founded. So I was just hoping that you guys, and some of the things on there are very untrue. And I don't want people outside of our community, especially where I work, to believe that these things are actually really happening, and with illegal things, and I just really want this to be peaceful and work together. So thank you for all of your guys' hard work.
Thanks, Ann. Jesse?
I'll talk. I think all you guys got my letter that I sent in last week in regarding to the front setbacks. I encourage you to read them if you haven't. I believe you may have. I don't understand. I haven't been able to get a true answer from quite a few people as to why R1 has to be 10 feet more than everybody else. At a minimum, I think that we all should be treated fairly that way and should all be the same. So I think you five have the ability to either make that change, make them all the same, or send it back to the zoning or the planning commission to try to have it redone. I don't know. I don't think that R1 where I live, I don't feel I should be held accountable for whatever goes on over in Antrim Dells, which primarily is what R1 is for. Also, I think that, and to kind of go along with what my wife said, with the 6 months, I think that the only thing that we can really look at as far as the township is how dysfunctional the board tends to be to the outside world. I know you're all trying to do what you can do, but it sure seems like there's more unrest with the board itself. When you look at the last meeting, hell, even our attorney had to turn around and say, hey guys, what are we really doing? I mean, it seems like it's gotten pushed so far out of hand, and that people are out for blood and out for everything. Hell, I've even had stuff said about me on certain sites where all I'm trying to do is to allow people to have a voice and to do certain things. So all I can say is work together. that's what we appointed you for, and to do what you guys were elected and ran on. So, thank you.
All right. Anybody else? If not, we'll close public comment. We'll move on to the approval of the minutes. We'll start with the last regular meeting, and then we'll do the special meeting minutes after that. If anybody's got anything they want to amend here. If not, I'd take a motion to approve them as presented.
I move that we approve the June 15 minutes as presented.
Support. Motion by Richard, support by Marv. Any discussion? If not, all in favor say aye. Opposed the same. Motion carries. On to the special board meeting minutes. Any amendments to those? If not,
I move they be approved.
Marv makes a motion to approve them, the special board meeting minutes from Thursday, June 25.
Support.
Katie supports. Any further discussion? If not, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed the same. Motion carries. All right, Jairus.
Yep. So at our last commissioner meeting, the sheriff gave his 2025 annual report, and we have somewhere around 24,500 people in Bankstown, or in Antrim County, and the number of 911 calls was around 24,500 in 2025. So I just found that that was kind of interesting, realizing that that's everything. That, and quite a few of them recently have been for smoke. People don't realize that, yeah, there's smoke, but your neighbor's house isn't on fire. So our folks that man those calls do a pretty good job of having to sort out a lot of different things and giving some pretty crucial advice at some pretty important times. So, Banks Township, Central Lake Township, and Torch Lake Township for the year are all between like 750 and 1,000 calls for 911 calls in a year. So
Combined or each?
each.
Okay.
I think Banks was 700 and some, and Central Lake was 800 and some, and Torch Lake was 700 and some. But and then they break it down by village too, so you can see Village of Ellsworth, they had like 300 calls in 2025. Village of Central Lake had maybe 600 or something like that. But yeah, the sheriff's report is all online if anybody wants to see it or is curious about it. He did a new layout this year, and it's more user friendly and easier to see. We had average inmates was 27 in our jail in 2025. 22 men and 5 women on average. At our last commissioner meeting, we had Noah Schneider there. He's works with Avon Marsh and our new jail project, and he has gotten some quotes from quite a few different contractors for like the dirt work and the cement, and showed us all of his numbers, and all of his preliminary numbers are between $26.5 and $27 million. So far on budget, and they'll be ordering some of the steel and stuff this fall, but their plan is to have all their drawings in order and to start the major work in April and May, depending what kind of winter and spring we get. So.
Yeah.
The ICNA, they have treated over 1,200 trees out there now, hemlock trees, for the woolly adelgids, and they're just worried that it's going to keep spreading, especially along the lake like it has. They've treated a number in Torch Lake Township at the day park, and it seems to be anywhere there's hemlock trees along Lake Michigan seems to be the wind and the birds and maybe people carrying them, so, because they don't have wings, so. The Bergman Center was reopened 2.5 weeks ago, and so far it seems to be going well. And at our last community mental health meeting, we gave all of our providers, Bergman, GTI, Crossroads, Straits, we gave all 4 of them a rate increase because they're all dealing with higher costs. They have mandates from the state about what the minimum wage is, and the state will give them a mandate of what they have to pay, and then they don't give them the money to pay it, so they're kind of caught in limbo when something like that happens. And then their transportation and other costs are up from last year too, so we gave them a raise for the next 2 months of the August and September, and then our budget for CMH starts in October, so hopefully we'll have some more information from the state on what we're gonna take for income next year. Since I've been on the board there, it's been around $60 million a year, and there's 6 counties, so, I mean, if you just divide it by county, it's about 10 million per county, so. But yeah, I mean, GTI, I was there for their Christmas party last year, and probably a quarter of their folks are in wheelchairs, and we just need a lot of extra help, and it's nice for their family to be able to take them there and be able to go shopping and run some errands. And I just think it's and they like being there. They do crafts and just a place for them to get away and get out. So
Yeah.
pretty cool for them.
That's cool.
Any questions?
No.
Thank you.
Thanks, Jairus. All right, sheriff's report, like I said, it's online, or we have a copy of it here if anybody's interested in it. Feel free to, we can hand it off, but mostly medical calls. So, and then, yeah, the fire department is quite busy. They had 37 calls, 21 of them were all in a single week, including multiple tree and utility line incidents caused by local storms, as well as 3 structure fires, 2 of which occurred just 9 hours apart over the 4th of July weekend. They had 16 medical calls, 8 tree down calls, 5 line down, 3 structure fire, including a mutual aid response with Charlevoix Township, a couple traffic control calls, and 2 motor vehicle accidents and 1 fire alarm. And they were quite busy on Saturday out at Friskies. So, all right. Move on to approving and paying the bills. Katie, and Julie, do you have anything you want to call out specifically there?
There's 2 months of second attorney and 2 months of second later in there. That's why those are high. And I saw the ambulance was already checking in. Did the check not come in for the, was it Norwood that I just sent out?
For fire?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
You haven't got,
No, unless I've already received it again.
I didn't see it.
It'd be a big one.
Yeah.
It's like 12,000.
Yeah, so I'll follow up with them, cause I
Yeah.
sent that, I think it was June 1st, I sent it to them. And then it got rerouted back here, cause apparently they changed their mailing address, they don't have a PO box anymore, and they have a physical address, so then I sent it back out again, so I'll follow up.
Gotcha, okay.
I didn't know if maybe you had it, and then, I think that was the biggest thing. It's just that, it's gonna look like a lot for the attorney and for planning, it's 2 months. I'll think
Okay.
about it. Anyone else have any other questions?
The attorney on Slasky, is that just a pass-through that the
Yeah,
insurance pays for that?
no,
That isn't,
nope.
which one?
It's the Slasky attorney, it's the attorney through the insurance company who is representing us that is communicating with our attorney to make sure that we're good.
So insurance doesn't cover it all?
Well, they cover him, up to $10,000. And then which Alex forwarded that on, we're coming to a close on that, because the ADU the change in the ADU will fit what he wants to do. I think the only holdup is he wanted a bigger, was it the one he applied for bigger, Curtis?
Same size.
Is it the same
Just
size?
didn't wanna go into the,
It's all the same?
Just how he wants it divided.
Yeah, so, but it sounds like we're coming to a close on that. Is there any other questions on bills?
Robert Engelbrecht, land division fee, is that from one land division?
Probably.
No, that's his wages.
Oh,
That's his,
it says land division
did you
fee.
write
Yeah.
on the wrong account or you it just,
Oh, no, I just labeled it, cause,
okay.
yeah,
No,
that's
that's
not, that's his
that's
wages.
his,
Oh.
yeah, annual salary,
Okay,
That is a,
contracted.
that is a high land division fee right there. That's his contract fee. He did a land division, so it does that when I pull it.
yeah, that would've been, receipts, not expense for land division.
Yeah.
So, okay.
Alright,
Nope, that's his salary.
anything else? Otherwise, take a motion to approve and pay the bills.
I'll move that we pay the bills as presented.
Richard moves.
I just have a question. Some of these show a zero. What's that? Why is it doing that?
I
I don't have a question about the bills themselves, just
I
how it's,
moved it.
how it's printing on the
Yeah,
report.
I moved it. I moved accounts. So for whatever this was going into the wrong account.
Okay,
So when I move accounts and put it into the, reseed it into the right account, it's gonna show you
okay,
that everyone's getting,
okay,
I moved
Gotcha.
accounts.
okay.
So it's hard with the new chart of accounts.
But this is right, or something?
It's all, yeah.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
Learning a whole new set of numbers after having a set of numbers for a year is fun.
And then do we have DTE energy bill and everything?
It should be, cause it was already, I checked with the state, that's what we paid. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. I
So we're good.
support that, or are we voting?
Nope, you can support.
So what she was asking, so everyone knows, that taxes were due that we had to pay in on half of payroll. They were due in before our meeting, and DT Energy, which we already voted for, was paid in before our meeting, so she was making sure that it's on there, that we paid it, and we don't wanna be late with that.
Alright, so we got motion and support. Any further discussion? If not, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Oppose the same? Okay. Hear that. Alright, so we'll move on to the old business section here. So we did get our sampling back from Otwell and Mobby.
I did not print that for you three, do you need
Nope,
that printed?
Nope. So we got that, there was, it's all online, if anybody wants,
It's on the
right on
homepage
the
of the
front page of the
website.
website, so.
Go to the homepage, you'll see two links, one is for the moratorium and one is for the soil testing.
And, so there were 3 spots, so 8, 9, and 10, exceeded the direct contact, level for some of these, items, mercury, benzopyrene, arsenic, the one, it's gonna be arsenic, copper, zinc, benzopyrene, and fluoranthane, and then mercury, zinc, and benzopyrene again at number 10. So in the document, it is all labeled as to where they pulled these soil samples from. And so those 3 spots are down right, like before you, if you went that way, from the fire hall to the north, it would be just before you got to the school property line. So it's kind of like a third of the way south from Church Street down there. So I was talking to James there at Otwell Mobby about it, and their the recommendation for that is there's a couple of options. One, we can pay them another $7,000. I got that back just a few minutes ago, to actually check how deep these contaminants are in the soil, or you can just forego that and put down geotextile fabric and lay. Just a question, but it's a 6 inches of gravel down on top of that fabric for what's called a passive trail, and 12 inches for an active one. There's no definition of that that I've been able to find yet. So I have asked Dylan to give us a quote as to what it would be to just lay 6 inches down on the whole thing with the geotextile, so we have somewhere to go maybe next month with that. So, do you guys have any questions about that?
Does that mean that if we tested further and the contaminants were deep enough, maybe we wouldn't have to do that?
That's correct, yeah. Yep. The idea is if it's more than 12 inches below the surface, you don't have to do anything, that, according to James from Awamobi.
Isn't there natural arsenic in the ground?
Yes, but it's, I think so
Is
in
this-
some places, I don't know, but this is above the level.
So do we wait and see what, I would wait and see what it would cost to have Dylan versus having it tested again?
Yeah, I think we look at both of those options next month and see where we're at. See what our what our options are financially, and where we want to go. The other things are only an issue if you are disturbing the soil, like building a new building back there or digging a new well, which we won't do because there's a city or village well, so that's not really an issue, and there's no retaining ponds on that property. So that was the other what do they call it? Vector or pathway that it could be a problem.
So are you saying that are you getting a price to do the whole stretch or just where?
Well, I did ask them for a
indicates?
price for the whole thing. Then we would just know if we're square. But we can look at just doing a
How
smaller
much?
section of it as
How
well.
much did he say it was
For what?
to test down? You said he just.
The
got
test
back-
is $7,008.
That's-
It's a shame they couldn't have isolated that somehow and
I-
know already. in
I
the
asked
first
him that on
test.
the phone. And he quick.
And it's the whole,
Oh, it's all right. We'll just go back out there and drill. Oh, and they have to drill 50 holes this time for it. So that's a part of the difference.
How deep did they go the first time?
3 feet if they could. Some of it they hit some cobblestones and weren't able to go any deeper. They're all hand bores, hand augered. So they're only able to go as far as till they hit hard stuff. So that's where that's at. Anybody got any other questions about it?
I just had a comment.
Mhm.
So Leslie Myers, the operator of dams from Antrim County, is gonna be doing, the week of August 3rd, is gonna be doing sediment testing, the whole chain of lakes.
Okay.
And Skinner Creek is kind of pointed out as a problem child because of all the sediment that washes in and creates all that, debris. So she'll be testing the soil there too, so you saw that I sent her a copy of this, so we'll
Yep.
see what that brings back, and we'll see if anything has come off the railroad through Skinner Creek and gotten into the chain of lakes, into the sediment there. So that's August 3rd she'll be testing.
Okay. Sounds good. Okay, so there's that. The cemetery software that we got a year ago. I'm pulling it up on the website here so you guys kind of see what it looks like. We got 2 of the cemeteries done. Julie, Beth, and Kim have all been working very hard to digitize records that were all handwritten, and one of them's on a flag or on a fabric advertising from
In case
many
anyone
moons
wants to
ago.
see what I'm working with here.
which is super cool in the historical society,
Yeah.
but it's not cool when you're trying to digitize it into a
Not cool at all.
website. So, done a lot of trips out to these different different cemeteries
So
to
this
see.
is, I'm gonna skip that one. Antrim City, Atwood, and Ellsworth, which had the most, that went from a box of cards, numerically ordered and put on spreadsheets. Bethany, I started, Bethany took over, and she did amazing. If I asked how she was doing, she said she was in dead people world. It's a lot of work. There's a lot of going back and forth to the cemeteries. There's stuff that just got missed getting recorded. A phone call to never have fun with is a guy actually called which I didn't get a quote for. The township planted a tree. It is overtaking Grandma's headstone, and he was quite upset and wanted it removed. And Will I didn't know where grandma was because there's no record of grandma. So there is a lot of back and forth to the cemeteries. There's a lot of calls with John Hastings and finding stuff. So if you go on the website and you go to cemeteries, I don't like your computer.
Yeah. All right. So if you're up on our website, you go to this, up at the top. There's a link for cemeteries, and then if you scroll down a little bit, all 4 of them are listed there.
Atwood is not. It is listed as being live. We are in the process of still. So we had to type all these names into a spreadsheet. From the spreadsheet, they went to the software company, where then I had to go out to the cemetery. I had to take pictures of headstones randomly throughout the cemetery, take a picture of the headstone, and then drop my pin of my location, and I had to send it to the guy in Utah or Idaho or wherever he
Utah,
is,
yeah.
and do it randomly. So then he could take the information I gave him. I had to scan him in a map. The flag was fun to try and scan in, let me tell you. And he would use the map, the pins I dropped, and upload the information to his software. But then I had to go back into the software, because we're not done yet with the cemetery fund, and compare every single grave they uploaded with the documents that I have, to then make sure that everyone is uploaded and everyone is correct. So Antrim City is done. It is live. I've talked to Mortensons. They're super excited about this. You can click on Antrim City. You can type in your loved one's name. You can find them. You could do it for Atwood, but we're only about halfway through Atwood. There's a lot of graves to go through. A lot. There's a lot of work.
Yeah, so if you click on that link at the bottom of the Antrim City Cemetery, you get to this page, and it's got this half the side-eyed here. If you click on the map, you can see all those different dots. I don't know if you can see that from there, but it's, you hover over them or click on them, it'll tell you who's buried there, and you can ultimately start adding stuff to their story.
And so you can narrow the search down between people who have people who have passed away. You can narrow it down to graves that are owned but not buried yet. You can narrow it down to graves that are available for sale. And then if your loved one is there, you have the option to go in there and upload their obituary, upload pictures, upload anything that you want for people to see. And the other thing that eventually the board will have to decide, which is an option, is we can use it as a storefront as well. And if someone wants a grave cleaned, we can hire someone to clean graves on an as-needed basis. We can charge for that. It's your grandma's birthday and you want to send her flowers, there's a storefront for all that, where we would have to have a contract with a floral shop. They get a cut, we get a cut, flowers get delivered to the grave site. And there's all sorts of different options. So
go check that out, it's pretty cool. A ton of work into it. So good job on that, Julie, and look forward to seeing the other ones as well.
Bethany did a lot of that, and Kim has now also been helping with it, which is fun with her because she knows more people. So she's able to show her dad wanted to see where someone was, and she showed him. So the other fun part is like having that piece to help me, because she's from here, to say like, her dad actually made a comment like, I don't think that card's right. You might want to go out to the cemetery. So I've got a lot of cards set aside where I need to go out and double check that. Yep. Where are they?
Pretty neat. Appreciate you doing all that. Okay. On to the retaining wall here at the town hall, just outside the door there. If you guys have had a chance to look at it, but there's a couple rocks there, a little bit sketchy. And we have a couple of quotes here from Summer Solutions to fix it if we so choose. So there's one where we basically redo the whole front area, putting in drainage and building an actual retaining wall. Right?
Yes.
Make sure
The
I'm
first
not
one's a
speaking
wall.
out of turn here.
First one's a wall.
That's 12 grand.
Yeah, to remove everything, put in drainage and fabric and all that, and actually do a wall. The second one is to still do the drainage and the fabric, but then to put the rocks back.
What about if we fix just the north whatever, quarter, third, that's got the rocks that
Couple
need to be-
issue ones, yeah.
Yeah, because the south half, more than half, I think looks fine. And yeah, there needs some work on the north end. I would say let's fix what's broken, leave the rest. I like the rocks because it matches the town hall a lot better. You know, we got a
I agree with that.
rock building. And so fix the ones that are a little precarious and not looking good, and that's what's needed. Then it would probably have to be time and materials for summers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm sure that's what it would end up being. Yeah, I mean, those are the ones nearest the building. The northern ones are the ones that are the sketchiest looking. And if we can get some drainage behind those big ones, that'd probably help and last a long, long time. I don't know when the last time was those were worked on. Katie, have you ever had any experience with them being touched?
No.
So,
Do you think you can take a few rocks out and not have the rest fall, I guess would be my,
Well, they might have to go all the way down on that section, but they don't need to take them out all the way to the south. And I think Dylan, does a very good job. I think he would be a good judge of that as he's doing the work. I'll make the motion that we ask him to do that time and materials not to exceed 4,000.
I think we should get a quote first.
The problem with the quote on that is that you come along, you start doing it and you come to something that you weren't planning on, and so then your quote always has to cover that. If you make a quote, they have to make sure that they got enough to cover all the unforeseen difficulties that might come along. And if you do time and materials, and if they're honest people, you do time and material, and it's a lot of times considerably less than a quote. But we can do it quote wise too. But that's my experience.
Do we understand what is involved in putting in the drainage? Is that something that can be done? I mean, is that just drain-like material behind the wall, or is this trying to put in a drain tile at the base or something? I'm just wondering if you can do drainage if you just do a repair.
I think it's a conversation with Dylan. I get what you're saying, Marv, but I would still, I think I'd like to ask Dylan.
That's fine. I'm not opposed to asking him. I mean, we could ask it, and I would recommend asking him both ways. What do you think it might cost time and materials, and what would you have to quote just to fix what's wrong with it?
Right, and understand how the drainage would work.
yeah.
I assume that probably the biggest problems are caused by the lack of drainage, and it's worse back by the building because the ground is deeper there and
It's all rocks,
it's more
Yeah.
trapped.
Taller.
and it's solid,
There's nowhere to drain it.
yeah, it's solid rocks.
There's nowhere to drain it.
No.
So then, yeah, let's ask him, what does he mean by drainage?
I mean, it's lasted a long time, and I put that wall up in an hour.
Oh.
So,
It's held up a
and you
long
want
time?
$4,000 to fix it? It's a bit much.
All right. So
And the problem is the kids play on it. That's why the rocks are where they're at. When you're running down the hall,
mm-hmm.
kids play on it all the time. Jump off in it.
Some kids.
Well, you're not gonna keep them off. I think my concern is if that rock falls,
Mhm.
especially the one that looks kinda sketch.
Well, that's where,
What happens then?
yeah, I'm not excited about 12,000, but that's where the other type of wall would kind of solve that.
It would lock it all in, yeah.
Really solid, but
Okay, so am I getting another quote?
more information.
Yeah, I think we're just asking for more info.
Okay.
I've got some notes on it.
Okay.
Your motion's still out there. I don't think we got any support for it, so just gonna bag that one.
Yeah, you're gonna get information, that's
Yep.
fine.
Okay. All right, so that's the property review. Let's move on to road projects. So after our last meeting, we had about the most rain I've ever seen in my life, not in Arizona. 6 inches of rain in 3 hours, and so blew a whole bunch of Essex out. So and there's talking about Afton and some other stuff on Doctor, and we're just not there yet with property owners to try to make those kinds of improvements. So I'm going to make a motion to reconsider the money for Doctor and Skinner Road that was done last month. Wants to support that.
What do you mean reconsider? You mean change the vote?
Yeah, take it back.
Yeah, I'll
Undo
support
it.
that.
Richard supports. Okay. So the motion is to reconsider it. That we had made a motion to put $70,000 or so into Doctor Road and Skinner, and so that's just to peel that back. Any discussion on that? If not, oh.
Some of us who are very interested in that road, obviously, have talked about that and don't think that it would be wise to spend that kind of money. We're gonna spend $72,000 as a township just on the gravel. The county's gonna contribute their work. It's gotta be at least over $100,000 project just to get us, well, there's some significant shaping that would help with the ditching, which we need badly. But we just really hate to spend that kind of money on the gravel that is not gonna last very long. So, yeah. And those of us on the property owners who have the most at stake on that road are working together. Gary Strange obviously has a new house back there on Skinner Road. He's very interested in it. That's the county line. He's working with a contact that he has in Charlevoix County. We have lots of different ideas, but we need more time to work on all of them. We'd like to see the property owners be able to contribute significantly to this project, and that's not gonna happen in the next month or two. So again, having more time, like maybe by next year or something, will give us more time to work on various ideas, including, obviously, the plowed road ends right now on Skinner at Gary's house. Then it's just a few hundred yards more back to the next corner where there's a pretty significant property owners right off that, and that's a seasonal road, so we want to look at the possibility of having that improved too. That's where we're looking to talk with Charlevoix County and see, because the only resident back there is a Charlevoix County resident. So we're hoping that perhaps they would get involved. So we have a lot of ideas, but in the meantime, we shouldn't spend that money on the road. Because our real goal would be, instead of spending $100,000 on the road right now and potentially having that gravel all disappear over the next 5 years, we'd rather wait a little longer and hope to pave the road, so we have a once and done deal. But I don't feel right about it. It's not justifiable to spend the whole township's budget for a year on that road right now, so we have to come up with some other creative ways to contribute some more money to this, and we need more time to do that.
Sure.
So we can live with what's there. We'll just keep after the county. I talk to them all the time to get things graded, and our tractors can handle a lot of rough terrain, so.
Yeah, it's true. All right. I was going to say that I did talk to Alan as well about, at the road commission, about doing a traffic study, the little counter thing out there. So least we'll have some idea how much traffic it's getting, so, be helpful as well. Anyway, any other discussion? If not, I guess we'll do a roll call, because that's what we did. Katie?
Yes.
Julie?
Yes.
Marv?
Yes.
Richard?
Yes.
I'm a yes. Okay. So peel that back. Now, if there's anything else anybody wants to talk about with roads, Essex is obviously a massive problem, but I don't know where you put 200 grand on there to fix it.
So,
Alex, can I say something?
Yeah.
So at our last commissioner meeting, John Roth was there and gave his report,
Mm-hmm.
and he mentioned Essex Road twice, so I was kind of surprised. And also, Governor Whitmer has designated Antrim County as, emergency, I
Mm-hmm.
forget what the,
Disaster
emergency
declaration.
disaster declaration. And, so, because not just Essex, M88, M66, obviously, I mean, those, and Ellsworth Road between, right at, almost at the township line between Banks and Central Lake Township, there was a culvert that washed out there
Yeah.
also. Anyway, all that to say is, when you get a disaster declaration, it takes a while before you get the money.
Yeah. It's very slow.
But he's hopeful that this will move that along and will give him more weight to ask for money. And just so you can kind of put it in perspective, if everybody remembers the ice storm, it's been almost 2 years ago now. We're supposed to get the money in 3 months, the road commission is for that. The road commission gave their report, they got a disaster declaration, FEMA is one that contributes money to that. And they're supposed to pay for like 90% of the cleanup that was primarily done in Mansalona and Star Township. But it was significant, it was almost $300,000.
Yeah, that they've been out of pocket for
Yeah. So, all that to say
for
is,
maybe 2 months.
now Roth has more than one,
Mm-hmm.
and DeMoose's aide had written up a report on M66 and M88, and gave that to DeMoose and to Roth, and they're using that, so.
and yeah, I was gonna say very similar, but I just wanna add that DeMoose and Roth and Fairburn, Parker Fairburn, are all working on that to get that. And Essex Road is one of the top roads they're talking about on getting that emergency aid. So you said it, Alex, a month before. Here we are.
Yep.
You're a prophet.
I don't know about that. Not something I wanted to be right about. Yeah, I hope that as part of that, we can, get a higher dollar amount so that we can fix that road and give it some pavement edges on those hills, because what happened out by Strange is this side of Farrell Road. I mean, I'm glad we hadn't just fixed it, because it would have blown out anything, the amount of water that was coming off the fields. Okay, anything else? Katie, you got anything?
These quotes aren't good anymore, that's obvious. Looking at the work that needs to be done.
Yeah,
The
you
hills
cannot
and
just slap pavement on top of it and think it's gonna last
No,
50 more years.
They've lost, like, the shoulder there by Rocky Top, right by my parents, it's just a sheer drop off. So the road is just,
Well, and on the Essex curve,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you saw on the Essex curve where it washed away, that culvert was plugged, and the water down in that swamp was as high as the road at one point.
It wasn't,
yeah, I
it
did,
wasn't
I
plugged.
wondered why it was so
Oh, it
full.
wasn't plugged?
No, that was how much water was
That
in
was
there.
the swamps that.
If you looked on the other
the
side of
inlet.
it, the culvert was,
And the
mushrooming,
road, so
it had
then
so much
on the
water
side of the
coming out of
road,
it.
it's washed away on both sides, like, it's only one rainstorm away from,
Total collapse,
yeah,
yeah.
and it's, how do you pick? Where do
Mhm.
you,
I hope we don't get it again tonight, because they're predicting 3 inches.
So, obviously, we've talked about just leaving the money there for next year
Yep.
for a number of things, but I wonder, do we wanna talk about, maybe considering Farrell Road, after all? I'm wondering if, I
chip sealing
understand,
it.
I understand that, I've been driving that, and it is pretty rough. There's some big holes in it, but the edges are broken off pretty bad in places, but the fact that it's all solid enough that it can be fixed with that fairly minimal approach, even though it's still a big dollar amount because it's such a long stretch. I'm wondering if we could possibly even get a significant contribution from Torch Lake Township. They're pretty motivated to do that, even though
Is that Torch or Central Lake?
I understand
I think it's Central
there's
Lake,
parts
but-
of, does that touch 3 townships?
I know it touches Torch Lake because they've talked about it.
Right.
It might be the dividing line between Torch and Central Lake, because Central Lake has all of Bennett Hill Road. So, it has half of it. We share that, that's a boundary line
Okay.
out there. So that, I know that Central Lake and or Torch, whoever is doing the chip seal up to, I'm gonna text him right now to see if.
Torch has
it's-
more road money than they can use, right? Is that true, or do they not? Do you know about their finances?
Well,
they're-
they have
they're
a
in good
mill,
shape.
but their mill raises like $340,000.
Right.
So,
I think we should get them to contribute a couple $100,000 to it, or ask them,
Yeah.
and,
I know they're planning on going to the township line with it.
I'm pretty sure Bennett Hill Road is Central Lake, because I know we tried
It
to,
is.
that is a terrible road too. That is terrible.
The gravel.
Bennett Hill.
Yeah.
And we talked about doing that with Central Lake, but they wouldn't. Scott is also in terrible shape. I called the county on Scott and I said, it was terribly washed out. It's horrible.
Yeah.
There's a lot of roads that are.
Yeah, Bennett Hill, we put some gravel on 4 or 5 years ago, something like that, because it was really bad. There's huge boulders they were scraping up. But and that is definitely half us, half Central Lake. I know that one for certain. And they didn't do anything with that because they didn't ask us to get in on it when they were doing the other end of Bennett Hill, and they paved it. So that's
Did
why.
we get a quote on Farrell Road chip seal?
yeah.
We have it. Yeah, it's just a matter of whether I can look it up in my email real quick.
I can find it here.
I'm just asking Alan if we're too late to get in on that. So we'll see if he gets back with me.
It wasn't quite a bit, it's over 400,000. Because it's 2 miles. Here it is right here. Farrell Road, see, they would put a 1-inch leveling course on the whole thing to take out all the unevenness, and then another 1.5 inches over the top of that, 22 feet wide. Of course, the customary gravel, $467,000. There'll be several $1,000s savings if this is extended into Torch Lake and Central Lake Townships. So somehow both of those townships have a little part down at the south end of it. But we know the Torch Lake is, there'd be a lot of pavement on there when they're done. They're adding 2.5 inches to what's already there. It's not chip and seal.
No, it's not.
It's all hot mix
This
asphalt.
is
So it would be a
full
huge
rebuild,
upgrade
basically. Yeah.
for that
Mhm.
road. But it's nice,
Yeah.
it is still solid enough, they'd fill all those holes and broken edges and stuff with that leveling course, and then. So I guess
Yeah,
I'd like to.
that's a lot of.
Probably run out of time, but I'd like to, if there's any time to pursue that, talk with, see if we can get Torch Lake Township to, I know Bob Cook pretty well. You do too?
Yeah.
I'll talk to him.
Okay. Fair enough. Anything else with roads? If we sit on our millage and have 2 of them next year, if the state doesn't come through, if we go to the county road commission with $500,000, got a lot better chance of them saying, yeah, let's knock this out. So, like they did with Durenzi Road, right? So. Okay, we'll see what the chip seal thing comes back. I must have misunderstood him or something. But I'll talk to Alan. All right, anything else? Otherwise, we'll move on to the propane repeal.
At the bottom of the packet.
Yeah, it's right near the end there.
Katie should have it.
I'll make that motion.
Yeah, so I'll read the resolution real quick. Resolution to repeal resolution number 3 of 2020. At a meeting of the Banks Township Board held at the Township Hall located at 6520 Center Street, Ellsworth, Michigan on July 20th, 2026. The following resolution was made by somebody and seconded by somebody. Be it resolved that resolution number 3 of 2020 is hereby repealed in its entirety. Said repeal is to take effect immediately. And then we'll do it by roll call vote. So if you want to make that motion, Marv?
Yep.
Okay,
I'll support it.
okay. Any discussion? The only thing I'll say is I know that when the planning commission was discussing this, there was much talk about how there are rules out there for where propane tanks can go. And somehow there is a propane tank basically in the road right away on Rushton Road. So something to be aware of, that those rules don't always get followed. But anyway, anything else? Otherwise we'll do a roll call vote on that. Good, Katie?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead. You vote
Yes.
yes. Julie?
Yes.
Marv?
Yes.
Richard?
Yes.
And I'm still voting no. All right. I'm a stubborn guy. All right, 4-1, it succeeds. So that will be effective immediately, and now it's done via resolution. Let me sign this.
Mm-hmm.
Bye.
Since I'm the zoning administrator, could you tell me what you just did? 'Cause I don't know what you just did.
The whole propane tanks and generator thing being subject to setbacks is no longer a thing.
So they are not subject to setbacks?
Mm-mm. They're not
So
considered
generators and
structures.
propane tanks can be on a property.
Yeah.
That's what you just did, right?
Yeah.
You repealed something before that said they had to abide by setbacks.
In
And now
20,
you're saying they don't.
in 2020, the board made a watershed
Right.
resolution saying from here forward, we're gonna treat those propane tanks, generators, and similar structures as
Structures.
structures and be subject to setbacks, and this repeals that.
Okay, so now they can
Okay,
be.
okay. Now we're good? Okay. You're shaking your head, and I'm like, maybe I misunderstood something. Okay. All right, that's good. All right, moving on. Zoning amendments.
AED.
Oh, you want to do the AED packs first? That's
Oh,
fine.
no, never mind. You're
Okay.
good.
All right. And this is getting to your point. All right, so the first one here is the ordinance to change setbacks. So, figure out where I put my, here we go.
Hey Jesse,
So,
do you have access to a map of where the R1 and everything is? Have you seen this?
Yeah, I supplied that with the letter I sent him.
Okay.
So you need a
so right now,
motion?
yeah, I mean, yeah,
put
need
it
a
on the table?
motion for this? Sure, you can do that.
Okay, I'll move that we accept this amendment, this ordinance, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then we can amend it if it's on the table, right?
Yep, amend your motion at that time. So, a motion to approve the ordinance from the planning commission.
Support.
Richard supports. Okay, now we can
Alright.
discuss it.
And I appreciate Jesse's dilemma, and so I would make the motion to amend R1 to 20 feet, the same as the other ones.
Just fine, so
Fronts, yes, in R1.
I support that.
Non-lakefront.
Well, the lakefront is
Lakefront
taken
is
care of
front.
on a footnote. It
Water is
says,
front.
there's a footnote for lakefront.
Yeah, they
That's
still shall be 50 feet.
50 feet.
Being clear.
Mm-hmm.
Marv, what was your second motion?
The motion was to change the front setback in R1 from 30 to 20.
So in ag, we're going from 35 down to 20. Side is staying at 20 foot. Rear setbacks are coming down from 25 to 20. Conservation rec are brought from 50 down to 20 feet in front. Stay at 20 on the sides and are reduced by 5 feet from 35 to 30 in the rear. R1 would go from 50 down to 20 feet in the front. From this is all road right away. 10 foot stays the same, and then we go from 35 feet in the back down to 20 feet. Mobile home stays at 20, 10, and 15, and village stays 25 and 10. Manufacturing stays, oh no, I take that back. Manufacturing changes to it stays at 50 on the fronts, reduces from 25 to 15 on the sides, and the rears goes from 25 to 20. And then village manufacturing 20, 15, and it does reduce in the rear from 25 down to 20. My only question is changing the numbers that they provided, going from 30 to 20. Can we do that here, or does it have to go back to the planning commission for a public hearing?
We can make the change here, but then we have to decide if it's a substantial change or a minor change. If it's a substantial change, it has to go back to the planning commission for a public hearing. If it's a minor change, then we can do it right here. So that would be, if we go ahead and do it, then we should talk about whether it's substantial or minor and decide that via vote.
All right, so we got let's, I guess, start there. Amending the numbers here from 30 to 20. You got a motion by Marv, support by Richard. Any discussion on that? If not, we'll do a roll call. Richard?
Yes.
Marv?
Yes.
Katie?
Yes.
Julie?
Yes.
No. Alright, so, but that's on there, so we'll switch it from 30 to 20.
Now I have another proposed amendment. Virtually every zoning ordinance has side yard setbacks are less obtrusive than front and rears. And in these now we have ag and conservation recreation all the same. So I would make the motion that we change the side yard setbacks in agriculture and conservation recreation to 10 feet. And they would be the same as R1 and mobile home. That would give enough room to drive around if there's construction or if they need to do something, and it would keep the snow off the neighbor's property if there's some snow coming off the roof. So that would be, those are the reasons, the rationale I heard about for side yard setbacks, and so that's why I came up with that number.
So Marv, you want to change ag and conservation to a 10-foot side setback?
Yes.
That is the motion.
So just thinking about what the ag uses are, like, are you saying an animal barn 10 feet from the property line as opposed to 20? And conservation, recreation, we're talking about lakefront, right?
Quite often.
Most of those are 10 anyway, but on the big lake, because they're so narrow.
Yeah, the narrow lots are already 10 on the footnote H.
Yeah, less than 150 foot wide, the side setback is 10 foot.
So that would, you know, be fair to everybody to have them all the same then. We wouldn't even need that footnote, make it simpler.
I'll support that.
Okay, any discussion? I don't think that that's necessary. The agricultural pieces are usually pretty big, and I don't know, no. Part of setbacks also is the aesthetic of the community, and over 100 years, this will make a big change in where things are going. So I think it's a little too. I think that's too tight, but it's all just a number. No setbacks necessarily have much of a scientific reasoning behind them. So it's just kind of what you want it to look like. Any other discussion? If not, we'll roll call this. Julie?
I'm gonna say no.
Huh?
I have my reasons.
Katie?
No.
Richard?
Yes.
Marv?
Yes.
And I'm no. So that one fails. Okay. Any other ones? Anything else you got? Alright, so then I think the next step is we can discuss the severity or the significance of the change. In R1, going from 30 down to 20 foot without sending it back to the PC. I don't want to send this back to the PC. I really don't. So,
I don't want to either, but I think to cover all the bases and to let everybody have their say that going down by 1/3 is, I say it's significant. We ought to send it back.
I don't think it's significant enough, and it's too much back and forth, and so I would say it's minor enough that we don't need to do that.
based on discussions I've had with attorneys in the past about these things and changing the ordinances, I think I guess I'm inclined to go with Richard here on this one, that it's not significant enough that we have to send it back, but that's just my memory speaking. I don't have the attorney here to talk to.
I feel like that's something we should ask her.
We have 5 good minds, we can make this decision, we don't need an attorney for it.
Yeah, well, you're not the one getting dragged all the time about whether or not I'm doing stuff illegally, so, I'm gonna make a motion that we table this for a moment while I try to get a hold of the attorney so we can keep going, and see if I can get that question answered.
Support that motion.
Support? Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed, same.
Aye.
Okay. Let's move on to the 2-family dwelling thing.
There's a paper added in your guys' thing that's from Patty, behind this. Just so you know where it's from,
Mm-hmm.
Barb.
Yeah, her comparison between ADUs and 2-family dwellings. Okay, so this ordinance, to sum up, would add the 2-family dwellings as a permitted use in ag.
Why is that 2-family dwelling in the previous one that we just taken? Is that just anticipating?
Probably would be an anticipation deal, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, I'll start it out. I'm gonna make a motion to deny the, ordinance. I don't think it's necessary to put ag, or have 2-family dwellings in ag. That doesn't seem to fit the purpose of the agricultural land to me. So I make a motion to deny. Since nobody else wants to talk.
Well, I'm not for it either because I think I would go back to what I believe was our original. This doesn't go far enough toward our original desire to expand this further into more zones, so.
We didn't ask the planning commission to do this.
No, this is a request from a resident directly to the planning commission. The planning
Yeah.
commission chose to take it up.
Yeah, we didn't ask them to look at this. This happened, and I think it was you who actually, it was you who made the motion to do it at the planning commission.
Yeah, the planning commission passed, a proposal to allow multifamily dwellings in either all zones or the two zones. I'm not sure which, but at least in CR and Ag.
It was ag and
And-
CR, but the problem was there was certain members who didn't want the two-family dwellings on the water, and the attorney said you cannot pick and choose. You either have it all or you don't have it all, am I correct? So that
Mhm.
being said, they said no to CR because they didn't want it on the water, which is how they just ended up in ag, correct? But this did not come from us, it was a request.
Right, the planning commission made the motion to allow multifamily units, and then it came back, and the planner said, people don't allow multifamilies in those zones ordinarily, so, and then the rationale was also given that there was not infrastructure for multifamily units, so then it came back to the planning commission in the proposal for two-family, and then on to what Julie just said.
Well, we might not agree on the reason, but it sounds like Richard might be supportive. I don't know of my motion to deny it, but I don't know. Otherwise, somebody else make a motion, or we just bag it for a month.
I'll move we approve it then, since you didn't give a second, we try the other direction.
Wait a minute, is Richard are you not supporting it?
Well, he didn't support it yet. I just,
I'll
that
support
was,
you, Marv, I support that,
Okay, so, wait a minute, hold on.
to approve the amendment.
So then Alex just
Alex's
removed
motion fails then.
failed for lack of
Yeah.
support,
failed for
Okay.
lack of support.
Okay,
Yep,
so what
put that in there.
was Marv's motion then?
to approve this amendment.
Okay.
And Katie supported it.
Yes. So then I would move to amend, since the planning commission did make that motion originally, to amend from two-family dwellings to say multifamily dwellings.
No way.
No,
That's
no,
definitely a
that's a
major
separate
thing.
motion.
You gotta do the motion first, or not?
No, you make the
Well, you'd
motion,
actually
and
would-
then you make the amendment.
You would actually make the motion to amend it first before you made a
No.
motion to approve it.
No, that's what, we just did it on the
Yeah,
other one.
I
We
know,
made
I
the
was
motion.
wrong. I'm pretty confident I'm wrong. I mean, you can't approve something and then amend it after you approve it.
You have to have the motion on the table to approve something before you can have a motion to amend it. You have to. You can't amend something that's not on the table.
Hmm.
So the order is correct, and then whether the amendment then either passes or fails, and it goes back to the original motion.
Okay, so you got a motion out there to amend this to change it to multifamily housing,
Multifamily dwellings, yes.
multifamily dwellings in ag.
In ag, that's what the proposal was for this, so we're just changing it. Talking about, I just made the motion to amend it to multifamily in this ordinance, which is ag. I thought that's what you just said you wanted.
I want more districts than ag.
Oh, I see.
So this is really complex.
Anybody gonna support that? If not, 3, 2, 1, Alright, motion fails for lack of support. Okay, so we're looking at, right now, a motion on the table is to approve the ordinance adding 2 family dwellings to ag, which has been supported. We're in the discussion phase here. With the way that the, there's a couple things I'm gonna say here. The way that the state is looking at changing the land division ordinance, or rules, did it go through?
Yes, it did. You have
Okay.
to be compliant by March 20.
Yeah, so there you go, you're gonna have 10
10%.
splits. I can just, there's a potential to have this significant loss of agricultural land as the dollar signs line up, which really blows my mind.
Can we have somebody come in and explain that new state law that it doesn't go into effect until March? I understand.
Mhm.
But, you know, I guess I could look it up myself but it seems like all of us would wanna know how it would affect our township and our ordinances that we already have in place.
Yeah,
Alright,
Barb, we'll need to have that rewritten by our attorney. to be
Hey,
compliant.
Nicole, just a second. So, Nicole, I got a question for you. This is Nicole Assad, she works for the law firm. We're looking at an ordinance to change our setbacks, and there is an amendment there to change what the planning commission had sent us, for R1, changing it from 30 feet down to 20 feet. Now, my question for you is that a significant enough change that it has to go back to the planning commission for their review and a public hearing again, or is that something we can do?
The purpose of the amendment was to deal with setbacks, correct?
Yes,
And the planning commission had it, recommended it of how many feet?
30 feet,
30 feet, and the township board thinks it should be 20.
that is correct.
Because the entire purpose of the amendment is setbacks, it doesn't, I would personally push it back to the planning commission and have them hold another public hearing. If it was a typo or a clerical error type of amendment to the ordinance, that'd be one thing where you wouldn't have to do that, but you're changing the entire purpose of the ordinance, of the amendment of the ordinance from 30 to 20. So, I mean, that's a pretty big change, and just to play it safe, I guess, would be, the safest route would be to push it back to the planning commission and say, hey, have another public hearing on it, we think it should be 20 instead of 30, and then go from there. So that's, I mean, if that's what you guys want to do.
Yeah, that'll be our third shot at it. Okay. Nope, that's helpful.
I think that's the safest option for you guys, especially with how zoning is a hot issue with you.
Sounds good. By the way, you're on speakerphone in front of everybody.
Alright, hello everybody.
So, okay, thank you, Nicole. Appreciate that.
Yep.
Have a good
Yep,
night.
you're welcome.
Bye.
Yep, bye.
Can we approve everything else as it stands in that, and then if they wanna do something with that?
Well, you could approve the whole thing as is and then send it to them and say, hey, we want you to make this 20 feet instead of 30. What fun. I mean, you guys have gone at it twice, and this is what you came up with.
Can I comment as a zoning administrator? You're already dropping it from 50 to 30. Is it really that more major to take it from 50 to 20? I don't really agree with her there, that the whole intent is about the setbacks. I don't think it's the number so much. You're already addressing the fact that you're shrinking the setbacks. So you're already going from 50 to 30.
Mm-hmm.
So from 50 to 20, is it that much more? The intent is the same, it's just a number at that point. And the only reason I'm saying this, because to save a whole bunch of hassle, I'm going through a whole nother public hearing for 10 feet. I don't think you should change it anyway, I think it's already been brought down enough, but if you're gonna do it, just do it. I I don't think you're gonna get complaints from people that say, oh, you should have kept it at 20, at 30. We only agreed 30 at a public hearing. By God, I would never approve 20, but I'll take 30.
There'll be somebody, I promise. Yeah, okay,
How hard
you
would
guys
it
heard what
be-
the attorney had to say.
How
so.
hard would it be to get a variance if someone wanted to go in that?
Let me just, one more comment. I'm gonna be going to the planning commission, and we are gonna revisit this. And I talked to Alex about it, and some other people about it. We have properties, Rushton Road, Lakeshore Drive, there are a few of them that are waterfront properties that have a county road that go through their property, okay? We have lakefront, lakeside, which is considered front, and you got back. Now you got back, which is between the house and the road. Now on the other side of the road, you got a front from the road to the whatever, then you got a back on the other piece. The person that's having their properties double or split like that is really getting double jeopardy on the setback thing. Now, I don't know what the true answer is, but I know that it's a problem. And you go down Rushton Road, and everything there is non-compliant.
Basically, the whole road is non-conforming
Well, non-conforming.
on that side of the road.
But I think that's something that should be looked at. I don't know how, maybe you make it, you allow for a little less in a situation like that, when someone's getting their property split, maybe you give them a little bit more grace, you can change it, you could just make it a footnote in the, description, the, requirements, or whatever, regulations. So I'm gonna go to them and ask them to bring it up, so that's gonna come back to you again. But whatever you do on this 30 feet on the residence, or the R1, I don't care, but you are gonna be talking about this again at some level.
I would point out that this change in this ordinance resolves most of that difficulty that Curtis just pointed out, because in ag, we got front and rear the same. In conservation, we have front 20 and rear 30. So he's correct that if we want to solve it, we'd put rear at 30 so that there is no issue between front and rear. And same way with R1. If we do
But
this,
there is difference
it's
between front and rear
ready
when you have
20
the
and
property
20.
split. When you got a road going down, and you've only got 100 feet between the road and the lake, and you gotta have your setback on some of these places that are already so tight. A lot of them are non-compliant, now, forget it, whatever. I'll just tell people no.
Okay, let's finish this up. Now that we've heard from her, we come back to that. So, got a motion to approve to add ag in, or two-family dwellings in ag, right? You're taking the notes, so I'm gonna make sure. Marv made the motion and Katie supported it, right?
Yes. We discussed.
Yeah, any more discussion? Any other thoughts,
It's
comments?
loosening zoning and giving people greater flexibility to use the
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a double-edged sword. I think on the one side, you do obviously do that, you increase your ability to have housing and stuff like that, but I think it'll ultimately, in the long run, will have an impact on the nature of the township. So, anyway, anything else? Richard?
Yes.
Marv?
yes.
Julie?
Yes.
Katie?
Yes.
And I'm a no. What's new?
You're on a roll today.
Hey, you know, go down the ball of flame.
Can I
What's
say
new?
something for the benefit of the people? If you have a copy of the ordinance on page 107, it talks about the process to initiate change to the ordinance. Proposals for amendments, supplements, or changes may be initiated by the township board,
Mhm.
may be initiated by the township planning commission, by the ZBA, by the zoning administrator, or by a petition of one or more owners of property. So there's multiple ways. Everybody has a way that they can offer changes or insight, so.
That's true.
Page
All right.
107.
Okay, so back to the setback issue.
I move that we consider this a minor change that doesn't have to go back to the planning commission.
Any support for that? Okay, not hearing any, so. That would indicate to me that people do think that it's a big enough issue to send it back to the planning commission, so.
Can we approve the rest of it?
You can make a motion to, you could make a motion to get rid of the amendment, and then it would be back to its original status, if you can get 3 votes for it.
So I have to make a motion.
To rescind the amendment,
I'm not the one who made the first.
doesn't matter, you voted for it.
Okay. I make a motion to rescind or reconsider.
Use whatever word you want there. Reconsider the change from 30 feet to 20 feet in residential.
Yep.
Okay, there's a motion on the floor for that. I'll support it.
Does it have to be motion and support by those that voted in favor?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably, so, whatever, there you go. I'll take it back. I know the person who makes the motion has to be the one to, had to be on the winning side, but.
Damn, that
You guys don't wanna go home tonight, huh?
fails. Alright, motion fails.
Motion fails for lack of support.
So what are we doing?
It's not that big a deal to have the planning commission hold a public hearing. They're holding other public hearings, and they just add this to it. And it takes
Well, it
them
just
a few
makes more
minutes.
time, and, it's at least 1 more month, if not 2, to people who have
Right,
had
and I
concerns
just,
about that.
that's why I said if we just approve it as it is, and then if you wanna send it back and have them look at R1, we can do that. But at least approve everything else.
Make a motion that we send it back to the planning commission then, because nobody's gonna say anything here, so.
Support.
Marv supports that we send it back for them to consider 20 feet instead of 30 feet on the R1.
Motion.
Is it 30 right now then? Did you
No.
approve that
No.
part?
No,
No,
they
that's the
won't.
problem. They can't get any support for her to pull it back.
So right now it's still 50.
It's 20.
No, it's 50 feet today.
It's 50
Yes,
feet, so that's why I
It's 50
said,
feet until, if this motion passes, it's 50 feet until it goes to another public hearing, comes back to us, and then we approve it.
so why don't we approve it like with the changes they made? So at least for people who wanna do stuff, it gets it going forward for them, and then we have the PC look at R1.
This one little thing that we
This
seem
one
to have a
little thing.
disagreement with.
So we, yeah, just this one little thing, so that way everyone else who wants to do something with, I don't know, maybe people wanna do something with the new setbacks. And people can move forward. We've made changes. Right?
Okay.
And then- Okay. I make the motion.
Hold on, there's already one out there. So the motion right now is to send it back to the planning commission to have them reconsider changing it to from 30 feet to 20 feet in R1. So now we have to do a vote on that. So, Katie?
Yes.
You vote yes to send it back.
Send it back.
Julie?
Wait a minute, who made the motion?
Me?
Who supported your motion?
Richard?
Okay.
No.
Or Marv, sorry.
All right. Katie
A lot of
said
bouncing
yes.
balls here, I apologize.
Katie, you're yes?
Yep.
Yes.
Correct.
I'm yes.
You're voting to send it back to them?
To change it from 30 to 20.
Yeah.
No,
You
this,
said-
the motion is to
It's-
send
To
it
send
back to the planning
PC to
commission.
reconsider from 30 feet to 20 in R1.
No.
No, the motion is to send the entire thing
Oh,
back.
no. No,
To send it back to have a public hearing.
no.
Okay, so Julie's a no. Richard? The motion is to send it back in its entirety back to the planning commission for reconsideration, specifically related to R1 going from 50 feet to 30. We want to see it be 50 to 20.
Yes.
So you want to send it back. Marv?
Yes.
And I'm a no. Holy crap. All right.
So again, at the ZA speaking, sorry, I just gotta know. So everything's still the same right now,
Everything's still the
right?
same.
50, whatever it is in the book, it's still standing,
Mhm.
right?
Right.
Okay, good. Good to know. Tell me what it changes.
Understand this.
How do you put up a building right now?
Well, you
You do
put it up with a
according
50
to
foot
regulations.
setback right now.
Jesus Christ.
That's what it's always been.
Yeah, I understand that.
Okay. We're done with the zoning amendments. All right, AED battery packs. Did you get a quote from the board?
I did.
Okay.
We have an AED machine over there. The batteries in the pads are expired. It'll be around $500 to replace it. The state has lovely rules and they will last for 2 years. And then we can't replace that machine anymore. So this is it. So our option is to spend $500 now, and then in 2 years, spend roughly 3,000, a little over 3,000. So Ward got a price, the fire department needs new AEDs, and if they buy more than one, you get a discount, and they're $3,000 a piece, and they'll throw in the PEDS pads for free. So it's $3,100. The fire department needs two, so this is a twofold. It's $3,100 for two. They're $1,500 a piece. That's the sale price. So the township can spend $500 to replace the pads and the batteries on our AED, but I remind you, in 2 years they expire and we can't buy new pads or batteries for it. So we'll have to buy a new machine, which is roughly $3,000, or we get in on the fire department's deal and we spend $1,500 and just get a whole new machine. And the PEDS pads are free. Ward said that was a big deal, that PEDS pads were free.
So the fire department is doing this anyway?
They have to. Theirs are expired.
And they have two of them?
Yes, they need to.
So then it would be three if we
Yeah,
did ours.
you'd be getting 3 packs. Yeah.
We'd get three packs
three
of
battery packs.
yes.
And how long do the new?
It's a 4-year shelf life on the new machines. He said it's that they will supply batteries and 2 sets of adult pads for each unit, and it's a $350 savings in the pads and a 4-year shelf life.
So our option is $500 now,
Correct.
and in 2 years, $1,500.
No. Closer to 3. 1,500
Wrong way,
is a
sorry.
special.
Make sure the audio's
It-
saved here.
Okay. Are there more of them besides these three in our township that we're responsible for?
No.
That's it.
Yes.
I move that we go with that plan to get three.
Your new ones?
One for the township,
Yep.
two, along with the 2 for the fire department.
Okay.
Support.
Marv supports. Any further discussion?
If a business like ours wanted to get another one and reimburse, you think we could get in on this? We should have one at our business.
I
and we
don't know what the rules are on that. We can explore the
I think you'd have to
legalities
talk
of
to,
that.
yeah.
But, all right. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed, same. Okay, that's done. All right, basement exterior door locks, and we got a quote in here from Trailway Glass, I think, right?
Yep.
The,
What's going on with the doors?
these
We
doors,
can- We can no longer, I went to multiple stores, Jesse went to multiple stores, our handyman does not have a key to the building. they cannot copy that key anymore, they do
Right.
not make it.
Yeah, try to get a copy made for the assessor ones, yep, no, cause it's like a bank building thing, is
Yeah.
that we cannot even get the phone.
Nope, so the only option we have at this point is to put new locks on the building.
For 2710.
And it's cause it's panic bars and commercial, it costs more.
I'm gonna make a motion that we do it.
So this is different than the
Then there's the French
voting
doors.
record door?
Yeah, that's different.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
in there. That's the next thing,
Alright,
or one of the next things. So, a motion to approve the quote from Charlotte Glass for 2710.
You know, we have doors up there too that have keys,
Is it the same key as this or a different key?
I don't know, people try it, but there's the one
In the
that's up
back,
there.
like up back the
Yeah.
steps. Yeah,
Is that a panic?
I think so.
probably is. Yeah.
So we'll have to look. This is just for these two doors.
Well, I don't know that the value is gonna be there to get keys done for that back door going up the steps. I don't know if anybody uses it. So,
I'll support.
Julie supports. Okay, any discussion? If not, all in favor say aye. Aye, opposed the same? Okay,
The door is broke. That door does not,
that one up there.
that French door does not latch. You have to pull one and then move the other one just right, so when people use it, I can see from the outside the door is open. It is a pain. Charlevoix Glass, they said because of the hardware, will not come look at it without us paying them to. Because they said they have to take it apart. So of course, nothing is that simple. All they said was we are unable to provide an estimate at this time. In our research, it will require the dismantling of the existing products to identify the proper system and match prep work on existing doors. If you'd like to pursue this further, a minimum service charge and time on site would be charged to acquire all proper information. They just didn't say how much. And that's from Charlevoix Glass as well.
Can I make a comment on that?
Yeah.
I was talking with them about the front door. The comment I had to them was to make that door secure, where we didn't have to leave instructions for how to operate the door. Since that is a French style multi-point, which everything's exposed, if you wanted it to get it to where all the holes and all that line up, that's why they're saying they gotta come out here and take it all apart to measure all the end centers and do all that for that. More than likely, just being honest, they're probably not gonna be able to find parts for that hardware. They're probably just gonna do all the measurements for that and give you an estimate for what a replacement multi-point system would be for that. So that's why it's a little bit more involved than just throwing a number at it.
Okay.
Even if they knew what they were doing, they'd have an hour better just taking it apart.
Yeah, I'm
Just
sure
taking
it's,
it apart.
yeah,
It's a,
and
the
putting it
door's
back, and then
been
putting it back together
hanging
another
since
hour.
the day it
Yeah.
went.
Is there a better hardware out there that you know of, Dave, that,
Again, when we were looking for parts the last time, it was they didn't say we couldn't get them, but we were hitting dead end roads.
Okay.
The hardware that's on there is nearly 15 years old now.
yeah, I'm gonna make a motion that we have them come take a look at it. We gotta find a way to secure the door, so,
And they could do that at the same time they're putting them in.
Yeah,
Not
that would-
double charge.
maybe save us a trip charge at least, so.
What's your motion?
so they'll just quote us a new door, basically,
Well, hardware, the hardware
Hardware.
for the door.
just the hardware.
The locking mechanism. What was your motion?
My motion is to have them come look at it, at Time and Materials.
Can you put in your motion to have them do it while they're here?
You can, yeah, well, preferably while they are here, doing the other job.
Okay.
I was gonna leave that to Jesse, but figured he'd make that happen.
Can make that happen.
I'll support that.
Julie supports, all right, any further discussion? If not, all in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed the same? Okay. On to the election record closet door. They're in the hallway there towards the women's restroom. All the election records are behind standard bifold doors, so they're not secure. You can just stick a screwdriver in there and open them up. So you got a couple quotes here to replace those doors.
I'd
There's
just like,
one option.
we had an election audit, so we could let it go and we could do nothing. We were audited for the May election. The thing that failed, and not even failed, but she made a note of it to the Bureau, was that while the closet has a lock on it, they're bifold doors, so they are not secure. So now we will, if we don't fix something or put them somewhere else or do something, we run a gamble with that they made a note of it to make it different, and what are we gonna do? So that's where this is coming from.
How much stuff are you storing? Like, is a closet upstairs better off putting like a steel entry door in the closet upstairs?
We
and
could.
making it-
There's not that much.
Cause I'm just worried about opening that in the hallway.
Yeah.
You got 3 feet of door opening up and you're already gonna
Well,
be trapped in the hallway.
And realistically, it would work better to move it out of that closet, and even, I don't like the idea of going upstairs and getting stuff, but I have keys for there where I could give you a key and all of your stuff, and the assessor's is one closet, and the other stuff is in the closet, and it solves, right now, we have no storage space. So
Right.
it solves that issue too, that we're fixing storage space.
So is that the best place for it, or would there be a place upstairs? Like, again, putting like some kind of steel entry or whatever upstairs?
Well, Jesse did look at the door up there.
I did look at the door up there, yes. I mean, right now, you'd have to replace the whole door. It's not a matter of just putting a lock on it. I mean, you could go old school and put a clasp on it for
Clasp and a padlock.
lock or padlock on it. I don't think that would necessarily pass, I don't think. You could obviously do a steel door up there. You have to tear the door out, obviously, put new jams and all that in it. I mean, it's an old skeleton key, 100-some-year-old lock up there right now.
May I make a comment as an election inspector?
Sure.
We could put the can in the elevator, but we really need a dolly because 2 of us can barely carry the can.
Oh, if we do it upstairs, sure.
And we'd have to have a
Well,
way
and then
to
you gotta be able
move
to
it.
get
It's
it-
not just, but because I have to make sure it's locked out at the end of the night.
Well, there's no ramp to get it up there either. So, yeah, that's a good point.
Well, and I thought about using the closet at the back of the hall, but that closet's not big enough for all those, for everything that has to
Yeah,
go
we
in.
have,
Once
we
you
have
have
to
all the
keep them
cans.
for 22 months, so we can't start emptying cans.
Uh-uh.
Everything that we can empty has been emptied.
This one right outside the men's room is not big
Yeah.
enough to hold all of it? Okay.
So when you put a big election in that can, it's very heavy. Because we have to put voted and unvoted ballots in there. There's a whole list of what I have to sign off on to go in that can.
What about there's a closet right here, but right when you come in the door, isn't there?
Yeah, there is.
Is that big enough, you
Um,
think?
Can that be bigger? Can it go under the stairs?
It does go under the stairs. So it's
So it
narrow.
must be pretty deep then.
It's deep. It goes all the way back. I think I'd have to look at it. It's a possibility. That one's a possibility. Cause then we could just either change the door or put a lock on it. It's pretty narrow, but it's deep.
That one wouldn't
And
be
then
as,
It's on the main floor.
It's on the main floor and there's shelves, so you would still have the shelves to put stuff and the cans can sit on the floor.
But like how much stuff that has to be under lock and key would go in there, as much as in that closet right now?
Just
or
what's in
half
that
of it?
closet,
Just on the side?
just on that closet has to be under, so the stuff, cause there's stuff in that closet for elections, but that doesn't have to be under lock and key.
That can be stored
Yes.
securely, but
Storage.
it doesn't, it
Yes,
has to
it's-
be.
Yes, it's the stuff just in that closet that has to be under lock and key. So I could make that work, but then what do we do with all the stuff in that closet?
What's in that closet? Salt?
Oh, no. Tables, screens,
Screens?
there's some salt.
Screens for the windows upstairs, or?
Yeah, downstairs and down here. I'm trying to think what else is in there. There's a lot. There's a fence in there.
Wasn't there like fencing for voting or something was put out?
No, it looks like a white picket fence that you'd put outside for something.
Was it out here at one point?
No,
I
I
don't-
think that was used for voting.
We-
Separate to direct.
Yeah.
Is that what that's for?
Yeah.
It looks like something you put in your garden. It's plastic. That's in there. Shovels. Oh, Jesse's gonna look. There was a cigarette thing in there, but then that one broke, so I threw one away and pulled that out of the back.
So I would say you check out that closet and see what things you need to save that could go in here, because we'll obviously have some room here.
Yeah.
And then,
The door's pretty narrow, it's only a 2.6, so the doorway's only this wide. There's tables, voting signs, shovels, weird fence. So,
Aren't our current voting signs in here?
No, there wasn't room.
Are there? Okay.
so, I'll say one thing.
Those are the outside ones in there.
If you do a single swing door, like that closet is, you can do a fire rated door there. They can do a steel or fiberglass fire rated door. Whereas the double doors in the hallway over there, since there's an astragal, you can't get a fire rating on it.
Okay.
So if you're trying to do security, that sort of thing, I'll try to treat it as that. If you're gonna spend the money to protect it, might as well go the extra effort to protect it.
Mhm.
You'd have weather stripping and all that. If you're gonna do that closet, you probably want to weather seal the walls in there, because
It's concrete.
it's.
Oh,
moisture
yeah, it
in
doesn't have a vapor barrier in it. Yeah,
Uh-uh.
okay, okay. Yeah.
It's really cold in the winter.
Well, and for the narrowness, you probably have a little cart built that would wheel in and out, that would have
You have to
shove a
get
whole
one.
cart in there, yeah. That's doable.
so let's have Julie and Jesse take another month to evaluate that, to change from that closet to that closet, and see if they can come up with a plan. If not, we'll readdress it.
Okay.
Any objection to that?
Nope,
Okay.
good.
All right, data center moratorium, I put this on there. We have the right as the township board to do a moratorium so that we can give our planning commissioners time to come up with a plan for where they would fit in our township and how that might look. And this gives us some time so that we're not caught flat-footed if something was to come to the township. Right now, we don't have a place for them, so it could easily be argued that you have prohibitive zoning. If somebody wanted to do it and they were denied because there's nowhere to put them, you could just say, well, you don't have anywhere to put them, so it's prohibitive. And so, anyway, I'm just putting this out there. We don't have to do anything with it tonight necessarily. I just see where you guys are at. If we want to review it over the next month, or if somebody wants to do something with it. This is from the MTA, but it was actually written by our attorneys for the MTA. So, if anybody's looked through it and has any issues with it, small ears.
Can the moratorium be longer than 1 year?
You don't want to push it much more than that. It goes into that prohibitive zoning issue. Now, you can extend it, but usually they do, they recommend, you have to be on the road to correction before you do that. Otherwise the courts look poorly on that. It looks like you're just trying to keep it all out if you have a moratorium for 10 years. So.
Right, and I looked it up. We can't ban them. That's exclusionary zoning. We can't
That's the
ban
word, yeah, thank you, exclusionary zoning,
So-
yeah. No, but you can find the most appropriate place for them.
Somewhere else.
That's what we have these super smart planning commissioners for. No pressure.
So what, did someone make a motion?
I did not, but,
So we're making a motion for the planning commission to work on this?
nope, not yet. I'm listening to hear if anybody's got a problem with doing this.
No, and I did wanna ask too, like, right, just for the record, right out
Yeah.
the gate, if anyone has to disclose any conflict of interest, if anyone has been talking to big tech about co-locations or data centers or anything, give everyone that opportunity to reveal if they have a conflict of interest right off the bat, so we don't end up in the situation we've been in.
Not me.
Not me.
Nope.
All right, then I'm gonna make a motion that we, approve this ordinance, and, let's start with that, for this moratorium.
I'll support.
Katie supports it. Okay, is that some discussion, if any?
Yeah, it's interesting. I'd like to be objective about it, and I don't have no skin in the game either way for any of this, but in our master plan, we try to encourage light industrial, and I'm trying to evaluate and analyze a data center under that, because I've heard a lot of arguments, a lot of points. They use a lot of water, and then I look it up to see once, well, how much water do they use? And, well, they use less water than a golf course. Okay, so is that a legitimate argument? If it is, okay, but then we maybe need to look at water use for other things as well. And do they use water? What do they do with water? Does it evaporate, or does it just cool and go right back to where it came from? And some of them, in fact, have loops for cooling. And then I've heard the arguments about noise, and from what I can find, the loudest portion of a data center for noise is cooling fans. So I'm not sure how loud cooling fans are, but I know we're talking about 65 decibels. We talked about at the last planning commission meeting for natural resource extraction. And so I wouldn't think that cooling fans would be louder than 65 decibels, but I don't know that. Maybe somebody can educate me on that. And then there's the energy use question, and I've done some research on that, and yes, they take a lot of energy for their data centers, and so they would have to make sure that there's enough energy in the area to facilitate that. I mean, we just had one, a high energy user put in over in Elmira, the EJ.
Yeah, the foundry.
Yeah, and they put in a special lines to a special generating plant. So
Yeah,
those
Wolverine
things-
Power put that in intentionally to,
Yeah.
it was a joint deal from my understanding.
yeah, so that can be. So if we want light industrial, we want something that doesn't pollute. We want something that doesn't make loud noises. We want something that's not, aesthetically unpleasing. And I don't know, just analyzing it, it seems like data centers kind of fit, because then they have high paying jobs, not a lot. The data center, my research showed that they have, depending on the size, but 9 to 20 full-time employees, highly paid positions. So I'm not, at this point, I'm not convinced that a moratorium is the way we should go. I also think that our community, our area is not very likely to get one. We don't have the level ground that's needed. We don't have the, and then we talk about the energy again, whether or not we have the energy or somebody would build a power plant. So the likelihood of it coming soon, I think, is pretty low. So with all of those reasons, I want to be open. I want to discuss this, and I would think that if we wanna be objective, and we would get somebody, talk to somebody, I mean, maybe we each need to do it individually, maybe we need to do it as a community, but talk to people that actually build them and use them, and what are their specific criteria as far as effects, and of course, we hear from quite a few people that don't wanna see them, and I just wanna make sure that the facts are facts, they're not just, I think, you think, I wanna know specifics.
Well, one fact exists, that they take a ton of power, like you said. And there's two ways you can get that. You can either pull it off the grid or make your own, in which case you're pulling natural gas out of that grid, right? So no matter what, they're gonna pull a bunch of energy in some fashion from the local area, which just through the laws of supply and demand will definitely make rates go up for people.
Maybe it would get us natural gas to our township.
Well, it's already in the town, so my guess is they'd probably build it relatively close to not have to, but they, you know, the billions of dollars that are behind those things, they could run a pipe, without, I'm sure they could convince DTE to do so. Yeah, the water question, I don't know, but that's the purpose of the moratorium. Say, hey, you know, we're not gonna take any applications right now, but we're gonna give our planning commission some time to ask those questions, get the research done, and say, yep, okay, we know we have to allow this somewhere, and so here's what we're gonna offer up. You know, if somebody does want to come in, they can do it here, because we haven't analyzed all these safe public welfare issues, and the benefits. I mean, you're right. You bring 20, 150, 200K jobs into this town, that could be significant. So there's a benefit there, but at what cost? So anyway, that's kind of where I'm at with that thing. So anything else? We got the motion and support.
Yeah, John Roth was, you can watch the Facebook or, the YouTube video of him speaking at the Board of Commissioners. And he said the big hyperscale aren't coming, but he said the data storage, they're very likely on their way. So we're probably not gonna see the giant mega data centers, but we'll see some type of data storage facility, so it's coming, and we should be prepared.
Yeah, the other thing they need is high capacity communication.
Yeah,
How
and admittedly, that's a little hard to come by up here, but they TrueStream definitely overbuilt when they put that all in, so it's may not be completely out of the realm of possibility, according to people that I've talked to who are part of putting in those lines. So I don't know what the possibility is there. Any other discussion? If not, I'll do a roll call vote. Richard?
Please clarify how we're voting here.
Oh, yeah, a yes is to enact the temporary moratorium for 1 year.
Yes.
Okay, Marv?
No.
Julie?
Yes.
Katie?
Yes.
And I'm a yes. Okay. And that ordinance is adopted on 7/20. Okay, and so then my next motion tied to this is pretty obvious, to direct the planning commission to begin work on an amendment to our zoning ordinance to handle data centers.
Support.
Richard supports. Any discussion? If not, all in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, the same. All right. Good luck. Appreciate you. Okay, we need a motion to put the deputy clerk on as a signer with the bank, Katie? Okay.
So I will make a motion to add Kimberly Mustafa as a signer at Charlotte State Bank as the deputy clerk.
I support.
Katie supports. Any discussion?
Is Kim's not the deputy clerk?
Yeah,
Oh, she's the deputy clerk?
Yeah.
now?
Yeah,
Oh.
Beth had another opportunity, I think. And
Bethany had an opportunity, so back in December, she took a job with Charlotte Schools as a long-term sub. At the end of the school year, they offered her a full-time job. And then over the summer, she was also had an opportunity to take on another job, which was more than what she would get here. And then just between working full-time somewhere else and her kids and coaching and running, it was just, she decided to be done. And so Kimberly is working with me right now.
I knew she was working with you,
That's
but I
Mustafa, she's Kim Strange, Greg Strange's daughter.
just thought she was helping you with the cemetery project. I didn't
No.
realize she was the new deputy clerk.
Yeah,
Okay.
she's doing great. She's very organized. She loves the label maker. It's amazing.
So then would the motion include to remove Bethany from that, or is that automatic, or?
I'll have to remove her from all the big ones, yeah.
Are you adding that to your motion?
I can, do I need to?
Sure.
Probably, yeah,
That's-
for the
because the
bank,
will
bank will
put
wanna
that
see
in
it.
there.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, when we do that.
So I need to make an amendment to remove.
Or they could be two motions.
That's fine too.
Or just redo your motion, yeah.
I'll just make a second. I'll make a second motion to remove Bethany Cooper as a signer on all accounts.
Yeah, okay, first one. Any more discussion on adding Kim as a signer? If not, all in favor say aye. Aye, oppose the same? Okay, now your second motion.
Motion to remove Bethany Cooper as a signer on all accounts.
Support.
Richard supports. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, oppose the same? Okay.
And then I'll just get signed minutes from you when you do those.
Okay.
Alright, and then Deputy FOIA Coordinator, the question here is, we made a motion and approved paying the FOIA Coordinator for the FOIA work as it came in, and so you can go from here. This is your thing.
I would like to make a motion to have a deputy FOIA coordinator. So if I'm not here, someone else can do it, and it can be anybody, but at this point it'd be Kimberly, and that she gets the FOIA coordinator
Yeah,
wage.
the wage for the FOIA
Yes.
work goes with the work
The
to
wage goes with the work.
whoever does the work. Mhm.
And I did talk to the attorney about it to see if this was normal, and she said there should be a backup, so if I'm ever on vacation, I'm not here, and something comes in, there is timed limits on those, and if the wage goes with the FOIA coordinator, the board just has to vote to also give it to the deputy FOIA coordinator.
I support.
So we already had a deputy FOIA coordinator?
We did not have a
We did
deputy
not.
FOIA coordinator assigned, or we didn't have that position created. So this would basically create that. All right, any discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye, oppose the same. All right, I had an issue with my computer, I wasn't able to get the budget amendments taken care of, so we'll move that to August. My apologies. The ZBA, that's been a challenge, getting people, to wanna do that kind of stuff, so, but, got a hold of Jesse Anderson today, and he was interested in the position, and he thought it over, and he's willing to do a 1-year term on the ZBA, ending 6/30/27. So I'm gonna make that appointment.
Is that any conflict with him being an employee, or?
I don't believe so.
No, I actually know the
But-
answer to
It's not
that.
an incompatible office.
No.
Yeah, I don't think it is, but I can pull it up.
And I did have a question about the FOIAs. Are we getting any FOIAs from like big tech asking about ordinances?
Mm.
Okay, cause I know you've gotten like big solar with it.
Just for solar, but I haven't even gotten any of those in a while.
Okay.
I'm gonna curse myself on this one. Oddly, the only one I have right now is this Lasky one, which is it has a 3-month window on it to fulfill.
It's very
It's
intense.
very, very in-depth, a lot of reading.
Right.
No, thankfully no solar, no,
No meta and.
nothing, no. If I do, I'll,
Yeah, let us know,
I'll let you
that's
know.
how we know what's coming.
yeah. No, and even the solar one stopped. I was getting those for a while.
Tax credits are going away, so that'll die.
I take it back. My apologies, Katie. You're right. Thanks for bringing that up.
It is incompatible.
It's number 3. An employer or contractor of the township board may not serve as a member or an employee of the Board of Appeals. So you're right.
I know they all have kind of weird things, like
Yeah.
we can't do school board, or we can't do this.
The
It
school
seems kind
board
of
can't
random,
do.
but-
Yep.
Yeah, school board can't do board of review, I know that one.
Yeah, okay, so now we know.
Yep.
So wait a minute, what did it say?
It's an employee or contractor of the township board may not serve as a member of the employee of the Board of Appeals. So we'll have to wait on that. I have asked a couple other people, and they're thinking about it. So we'll,
Thanks anyway.
more
Jesse.
to come. Thanks, Jesse.
Trying to help.
Yep. Okay, on to the co-op prepay. Julie did some research on how much propane we use. This is for the Atwood Fire Hall. We've done 750 gallons before, and that wasn't enough. We've done 1,200 gallons or 1,000, and it's too much. And so my proposal is we pre-buy 850 and
It's,
see where we go.
so you guys don't have a copy of this because it came in after. It's, the pre-buy price is $2.12 plus 4% tax. It is considered residential on, the gallons. So last year, January, I guess, was super cold, is the only thing they could figure, and that's what put us over our pre-buy amount.
We have to pay tax on fuel, on that cent.
I think, man, I tell you, that's a unreasonable price.
212.
Yeah,
Huh.
I mean, we're paying like $1.70, and I'm
Who are
sure
you through?
Crystal Flash, they would be happy, and there's a number, the co-op is out of line on their propane prices, I don't know how they stay in business. We do a ton of business with them, we're a farmer member, and their co-op, their propane just doesn't make sense. We switched away from them years ago. It doesn't make sense for us to pre-buy, we don't
At $2.12,
pre-buy, and we pay $1.70, it's guaranteed for a year, we get our price now for the next year. It's a commercial rate, which I'm sure the township would get. There's lots of propane companies that would be happy to quote. I just don't think that makes sense. Their pre-buy thing is especially undesirable,
Yeah, they said if you don't
because their
pre-buy,
price is higher than
$2.32.
anyone, and you gotta pay it all up front.
Well, I would also think that we're not residential. I would think
No,
we would.
They
be-
run it as residential.
Yeah, well, ask them not to. Tell them we're commercial.
It's the same, if they run it as, it's either residential or non, and if they run it as non, it's a 6% tax.
I don't know.
Well, I mean,
I can call around.
yeah, we can.
I've
I've had similar conversations with them, Richard, and
Well, they don't really care.
they
seem
don't.
to
I mean,
have
what
enough propane business.
I asked point blank. I said, "What am I missing here? Like,
Yeah.
these guys are X. You guys are here. Tell me what I'm missing. I got to be missing something. Well, you should probably buy from them."
So we have.
Okay.
we-
I'm
We
sorry.
have time. We have time, this isn't.
Yeah.
Our next meeting's the 17th.
Sounds good. Let's do a thing, or let's call around and
I'll call around and get
see
some
if we can
prices.
maybe get a price match or something like that. We'll see. Prefer to support the business in town, but at a 40-cent premium, which is what, 25%? That's pretty, or at least 20, pretty hefty.
We stuck with the co-op for all these years on liquid fuels. We just almost go down to less.
All right. So MDOT,
So we switched from,
yeah, MDOT, out in front of your place. I know where you're going. I mean, I heard the brakes lock up from where I was at down at the pole barn, and that didn't sound good. And
that's the second one in the last month. The first
oh,
one,
really?
Yeah, the first one was very minor, but it just makes perfect sense to follow the village zoning, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the only thing that would help, short of doing something elaborate like
A passing lane,
passing lane or
basically, yeah.
something. And then that gets into everybody's property over there, and it's a big project that maybe someday soon, or someday, but
Yeah.
they have not been open to it. We've pursued it with them, and I would be hopeful that somehow a request from the township would get more attention.
Yeah.
They supposedly did a traffic study at our request 2 years ago, and they had some interns out there doing a traffic study, and they decided that people really aren't going that much too fast. They're not exceeding the speed limit by very much, so it doesn't
They were
justify
sitting there at the right
change.
moment, man.
I talked to Jan Veenstra yesterday, who lives right across from
Yeah.
it. Yes, and she said when her husband was on the township board, this was quite a few years ago now, he pursued it all he could, and he got a letter back that said there haven't been enough accidents yet to justify a change.
Unfortunately, that is how some of that stuff works.
I'd love to
But
pursue it
you
again.
got rear-ended there 2 years ago?
It's been more than
3?
two probably,
Yeah.
because it was at the old market still, but.
Yeah, it's true, yeah.
But yeah, that was bad, and it was
Yeah.
exactly the same situation.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, so many people are distracted,
Yeah.
and my situation was the same as the accident on Saturday. Someone was coming north to turn into our market, and someone right behind them never even saw them slow
Oh, there's not
down.
even
Just
marks on the pavement.
plowed right into them at full speed, and
Yeah.
totaled both vehicles. Fortunately, there was no one seriously hurt.
That's amazing, and thank you to the fire department for
Right.
all their work out there. Well, I'm open to pursuing it. I mean,
Okay.
yeah, we sit out there at the campfire right next door and
Yeah.
listen to them fly by, and yeah.
You know,
I'm good with
none of
that.
that, I guess there was some sort of an accident at the C-48 intersection already this summer too, right?
Yeah, that was a month and a half
I don't
ago,
know
something
how
like that.
bad that was or anything, but
Yeah.
there's just an inordinate amount of it happening there because, well, our business is growing substantially.
Mhm.
We have a lot of traffic in and out of there, and it's just
Well, and people are just
a
going
lot
full
of
tilt,
cars
they're not
every
even
day,
slowing
and
down through
people are
that
going
way.
60 plus
Yeah.
through there, and our hope would be that by lowering the speed limit to 45, like it is in Atwood, for just a few hundred yards more,
Mm-hmm.
it could, and it makes perfect sense, take it to the village zoning limit, which would include the other businesses up there.
Yep.
You don't have much traffic, but
Go sit in my parking lot and see if that changes anything.
you don't think
45 means nothing.
Yeah,
know,
you have to have
so
cops.
Last time, it was
Mhm.
be careful what you ask for, because they'll
They
come
might
through
raise it
and
up.
they'll change it to 55.
Yeah. That was the argument that Bert made. Yeah. So,
There was something years ago when I was village officer, the townships themselves in certain districts and areas can reduce that speed limit. That was, the state kept wanting us to raise the speed limit in the village to 35 or 40, and I argued with them for years, like, we don't, if we raise it to 35, maybe go 45. So I fought with the state for years, kept it at 25, playgrounds, different things, that's why we had to do a first
Mhm.
fight. But I did read, back in that fight, there was legislation that townships could set speed limits and certain things, and I don't know if that changed.
I know we did it like with stopping through truck traffic on Best Road. And,
Again, that's
I don't know,
15 years
yeah,
ago,
but
there was
I did call
legislation.
Alan today to see if we can make something happen there and start working on it again. And
Yeah, I think.
I don't want it to go to 65.
Yeah,
I'm crossing that road all the time, so
45 won't change anything.
you gotta have cops out there to do it. Yeah.
45 keeps them at 55. 55 keeps them at 65.
Come
Yeah.
sit in my parking lot.
Well,
I do this
But
real
it hurts pretty bad if you
You
get
know,
tagged
out
doing
there.
65 and a
If the speed-
45.
right, if the speed limit is
and
reduced,
that was nice, that's where I sat.
we can ask for some more help from the sheriff's department to patrol it a little bit or something, and.
Any concerns about doing that? Anybody have any issues with talking to
No,
MDOT?
it's it's a terrible intersection, people are near accidents, horns going off all day, someone pulls out, and there are all these driveways, and there's residences, it's just a terrible stretch for
Mhm.
Right.
55, 60 mile an hour traffic, it's
Right.
terrible.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Anything else? Did we miss anything?
No, that's all.
All right, then, I'll open it up to public comment. 3 minutes. Pat?
Pat McCallum, Briggs Township. I think I just heard Mr. Christie say, but can we talk to the law enforcement about getting some people up there to watch? Because I've pulled out, I've been passed on the shoulder, I've been passed in the middle. They don't like me doing 45, so they keep going. Dave's right. They're flying 65 miles an hour.
Yeah.
So can we look at
Yeah, we can
law enforcement?
certainly, I'll call Kevin and see if we can get some more out there. Definitely. I mean, it's kind of a crapshoot. One day there's 3 state cops out there,
Yeah.
and then you'll go a month and a half without seeing one. So, yeah, it's,
All right, thank you.
yep. Patty?
Setbacks.
Yes, ma'am.
I'll watch the video, that portion. I didn't hear rationale for reducing residential. I did for the side, but I didn't hear any rationale for reducing it. And I want to know why you would want to do that. We just talked about houses being, you know, in that, there's a section there, that's residential, and you want to reduce that setback more? I'll watch the video to see if I could hear something reasonable that would provide a good, good evidence for reducing that, but I didn't hear it. So, and it feels like there's no recourse. If we don't agree, then we're forced to just accept what's thrust upon us. So I'm a little bit salty about that. So.
I understand that. Anybody else?
Um,
Jesse?
A short comment, if we're talking speed limits, it's 55 all the way up to Ebenezer's door. I've been asking for years for that to get slowed down a little bit. It is right up again, I know the city limit line is where it stops, but it's 55 in front of my house and it's right up to school. There's no slow down sign or school ahead sign or nothing. And you know what lives down on some of the residents down that road, and they fly down there doing, I mean, I swear I see side by sides with the front tires off the ground coming over the hill in front of my house.
Well, that is a
Exactly.
township
I'm not,
thing.
that's not even
We
me.
probably could
Yeah,
do that.
I can work on the road commission to put some more signage out there. I mean, or maybe we could
Slow it down
extend it a little bit
out.
further, yeah.
Come over that
Go
hill.
well to where Hillman Estates is maybe,
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
where it actually is the village.
If you've already set it up to where you can't have big trucks going through there, there's a reason for that too. So you think that would also justify
Yeah,
slowing down in front of my place.
okay.
And I'm a little biased, I got 6 kids there running around, they like to play, don't always watch what they're doing.
Understood, man. Okay, anything else?
Yeah.
Trav?
You know, just talking about speed and stuff, unless the state's not up here, they don't have a post. They're,
It's Petoskey, Gaylord, and Traverse City, right?
Gaylord's close post. They have resident troops, Antrim doesn't have the manpower. The reason I was able to keep 25 here in town is because we had me, Mullador, Bob, John, we had 4 or 5 deputies that I put on as village officers. So I told the state, hey, I got all these cops here. He said, oh, you don't have enforcement. Yeah, I do. I got more officers. So you have local deputies here that were also village officers enforcing that. You put all the signs in the world, there's no enforcement behind it. It doesn't matter. It doesn't, you know, you're wasting your money unless you're gonna look at a township officer or a village officer, or well, out there you need a township or subcontract to the county or,
Mm-hmm.
or whatever, you can put all the signs in the world, they ain't gonna make it matter, cause a guy up here running traffic for the county, as soon as they get a hot call in
Mancy,
Mansalona
yeah.
or Elk Rapids,
Yeah, they're gone.
you're not gonna see them, so that's what slowed people down in town. And I see it all the time in Elder, you know, there's no village officer down here, they're blowing the stop sign at school all the time. They're running, so unless you guys are gonna fork out some money for a constable or local officer, all the signs in the world aren't gonna do that. And Dave's right, they blow through there, that was one of my honey holes when I worked for the county here, was sitting just past the market. Sit there and you could write tickets all day long on either side of Atwood, cause they blow through there.
Yep.
So.
Do those LED signs, they seem to have quite an effect, like the one on the, coming into town right now, I think, that slows.
For the people, for you, they probably do. For you who pays attention, oh, I'm going a little fast, yeah. But there's also, we've have two of those for Gaylord, and we put signs, that we put different messages on them and stuff for this event, and it's a flashing sign. We had somebody stick a note on there, high speed for the day was this amount. You know, unless you have enforcement to back it up, as soon as, the third time somebody goes through there and sees nobody's there to stop them, doesn't matter.
Tina,
Hmm?
did you have something to say?
Yep.
Oh, I thought you raised your hand when Travis did, so, sorry.
She was pointing at me.
Oh, I got you. My mistake. Okay, anything else, any other public comment? Board comment?
Yeah, I'd like to address Patty, thank you for the question. So part of the rationale was, I don't know if the planning commission got the letter from Jesse, regarding those setbacks, and he had, if not, please get it. He had quite a few reasons there for his R1 district being surrounded by, ag and whatever the other one was. So that's most of the rationale. And as far as the planning commission, when they get any recommendation or direction from the board, the planning commission can make their decision. They can say, if they're given an amendment, the planning commission can say, no, we recommend not to pass this amendment, and send it to the board. So the planning commission doesn't have to do whatever the board says, but the board has the final authority whether to pass or fail any amendment, so.
And if I could add to that, Marv, yes, we did get a letter from a resident, and there really wasn't any explanation to why we left it at 30 for R1. So that would be my reasoning.
Okay, anything else? All right, if not, I'll take
Can I
a,
ask a question, just, I guess, while we're just back and forth? As a ZBA, for variances for like any of these situations that we're dealing with, it comes to us and through our point system, we grant the variance or we don't. And it comes down to that self-doing, and, Curtis is enforcing the law as it's written, whether he agrees with it or not, he's enforcing it. Well, they come to us, and then we're supposed to look at it, and we have, through our zoning and everything, or we've made special exceptions to certain situations, right? Or situational, and Jesse's one of them, Bob's one of them, Bob probably more than Jesse, because he's R1, he's got ag on both sides of him. He's got barns literally on both sides of him closer to the road than what he can build. So the ordinance is set at this. We can't grant the variance because it's self-doing, but it's not changing the neighborhood of conformity. So how, I think in an attempt to try to smooth this zoning debate out, how do we get more leeway? I mean, it's so regulated, or we are so restricted on what the appeals board can do as far as granting variances. And I think a lot of these situations are very situational. It's not a township-wide, thing.
Yeah.
We're making those decisions, based on that. So I think we're just gonna keep chasing our tail.
I think that's a really good point, and I don't know that anybody's tried, but I would say you bring that to your planner and say, how can we make this so that we can have situational differences without having to, this one question stumps us every time. It stops us from doing what we want to do. You had unanimous agreement on the Board of Appeals to do something, but this question stopped it. So present that to your planner and say, are there other ordinances, are there other ways, are there other opportunities to get around this so that we can be a little more lenient to situational situations.
I find that incredibly frustrating too, Dave. And I asked Catherine that during our freebie session before, when I was just to get to meet them. And I asked that specifically, like, is there something we can do with the zoning board of appeals so that we can make this more doable? And she said, no, that all comes from the state. So I don't know. Well, I do think it's, ask the planner. Maybe he's got another, magic bullet, but I don't know. So I don't know, yeah.
I look at their map, and I think our map in some ways needs to change, and some of these districts should be reevaluated. I don't know what the process for that is too, but some of them, it's like, that doesn't make sense if that's R1. Some of these just don't make sense. Some of these parcels, it just, was it arbitrary? Was it, at the time, was it 50 years ago, 30 years ago that made sense? But some of these big parcels, I think, why are they? And they're surrounded by ag.
That's a good point, and changing the map is the same as an amendment.
Okay.
So, the board can initiate it, the planning commission can, or the zoning administrator, any one of these methods can say, hey, I looked at this map and we think you should revisit it and amend it and change it, so.
Yeah, you just can't do spot zoning.
I was
So
gonna say,
you
it
can't
doesn't, it's
do-
not spot zoning,
No,
it's
You'd be like,
annexing
yeah.
some of these big parcels here to the yellow, to the ag. And same thing here, like for Jesse's is, why isn't it annexed to the CR? Why is it R1 on the other side of the road there? There's two parcels on the
Jesse
other
and
side.
Eggers.
Huh?
Is Jesse and Eggers right?
Yeah,
there?
Jesse and Eggers, those two right there, Anderson's and Eggers, yeah.
Well, look at 31. I mean, that just, from one side of the road, it's different. South of Atwood.
I remember a few years ago, Dave and Katie would remember this, but quite a few years ago, that at one point, you guys, because I was just a member of the audience sitting there, you guys had to split up the map and drive around and see what the current uses were. Do you remember what that process was? And that was what you guys were doing, was literally going every street.
I wonder if the PC was doing that.
No, it was you as a board.
'Cause I remember driving around with Donna looking at things, but I
Yes,
don't remember, just the
that.
two of us, yeah.
And then I think you guys were like splitting up the maps and going in pairs. I don't recall it, but Donna probably would. So
Yeah.
anyway, that was done then.
I'm sure that'd be part of redoing that. So. Okay, anything else?
Another great way to address that would just be to get rid of zoning.
Yes, that's true. That is
Save
that is
lots
the
of-
sledgehammer method,
lots
and
of-
not the scalpel.
Lots of headaches.
Chainsaw method. All right. Anyway, I'll take a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion.
Julie makes a motion. Katie supports. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same. Motion carries. Have a fine month, everybody. Thanks for coming.
Your pay. You worked it, yeah.
I'm gonna revisit that.
You're buying.
Are you